Alright, let's get this started. I'm gonna go astray off the path for a quick second to discuss the underworld. It's not really on this path or this journey. That was way earlier. Maybe I didn't cover some topics and I have to revisit everything over. But if you're paying attention and been following for the past year or two, it's now, the videos is aligned in a certain way of ascension. Everything is aligned with the worlds, how each departments of the hierarchy, not just of the astral world, the whole dimension. It's like I'm going through each level, and as you watch my videos from the first inception, it takes you from each level up. And you hear my experiences as I go through each level. It might not seem that way, but when you look at the all-around big picture of it, that's what you're going to get. So with that in mind, let's start this underworld. Let's see. If you look around, right, you see the clouds? Let's look good, you know. All right, I'm going to use the purple one right there because it's coming in with the glow. All right, let's go up a little. Now, you could look at it like a mouth or a beak, the pink part now that's there, the magenta is coming together for you to show you. You see right there? That's his mouth, right? And up above where there's no pink at is where his eyebrows is coming in. He's making his face so you can see it because we're doing this together. You see the eyes coming in? Just observe, you understand? Look in the middle of the beak. See the white heads coming in, or the heads? Okay. You see the two white image? Now you look around. Look around. You see the two white orbs in there? Let's see. You see the crown down here? You see the being now standing there? That's him right there in the pink. It all turned now. And it's a few beings, or it's a being standing in there. You can see his body. Well, that's going to be the topic of this discussion so you could understand what's going on. You know? Yes, that's what's going on, Dave. All right, hold on. Okay, I had a little disruption, so let's get back. All right, now, it's important for you to understand. The reason why I took the time out to show you that, even though everything didn't go exactly what I love the pink, though, in the background. But these images like you're seeing up here, like you see these God-like things or faces you see in the clouds, that's the underworld. You know, a lot of people believe that the underworld is like up above you. I mean, underneath you, in the ground, hell, all that stuff that they try to tell you. But in reality, no, the underworld is above. It's right above you. It's the first layer of going up. Look at it like you came down a straw and the bottom of the straw was this atmosphere. Well, it's the same thing. You went the opposite direction, though. When you're going back up, when you're ascending, you have to go to the underworld first to go up to the higher kingdoms. So you have a purpose to go into the underworld. You're not being dragged into the underworld for a bad reason as a punishment or suffer. You're being chosen to get up out of here. It's that time. Your soul could have lived this many lives and is finished carnating, and you're scheduled to get up out your body. You got to realize, they don't teach this to people. But you never leave your body, no matter how many times you carnate. Look at the soul as the macabre. Once you pass away, you in the soul if you had woken up. If you didn't, you're still in the macabre that is indestructible. So like say you reincarnate again here, you have the same macabre with a whole bunch of different logos, stamps, and images in it now that you have access to as these soul memories. So now, when you completed your soul missions or what you were sent here in the covenant to do, let me get this correct, y'all. For you to even be here right now, you had to make a pact with somebody long, long, Long time ago, when your first motherfucking death. Yeah, you fucked up back then. And so what wound up happening, instead of you going to be dissoluted, you was refurbished. Another opportunity through a covenant. This covenant now is that you're supposed to do something which is called the way. You have a time in your life when you awaken. It might not be in this life, it could be in the next one, but you're going to awaken. And when you awaken, the person you made that covenant with, you have to uphold the covenant because it's a genetic line in that covenant. It don't follow just to you, it goes to your genetic line, your bloodline. Your kid's going to do it. Your kids' kids have to do it. It's one soul, part of one covenant. You share it. And so with that in mind then, you understand that you have a contract to uphold. And so by you being here, you've been upholding your contract. But you don't know that you have this contract until you awaken. When you awaken, you're going to first feel the world is trying to sabotage you. Somebody on Facebook sent some spirits after you. There's some negative energy all around. You're going to have all these thoughts because you're the one who made the covenant, and so you're feeling something against yourself because you're not fulfilling your covenant, but you have something spiritual to do. So all these attacks is spiritual based to you because of the simple fact you know something is wrong, but you don't sense what's right. Now, before we go any further, I want to add on to that so you understand something. It's a lot of people who get attacked by spirits, and they feel they're under some attack by some of their friends, somebody on Facebook or something. But really, all these attacks is not actually an attack. You look at it first like you done messed up on somebody, you cheated on them, you did a lot of karmatic things. And when you're looking at karmatic things, if you're in a puddle of water or a pool, say you're standing in the pool and you don't move, that's no karma. But as soon as you move your arm and the waves come, you make karma. So when you open your mouth, you make karma. When you walk around, you make karma. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of things we do with our ego, we cause a lot of karmatic experiences that we have to unravel or sow our own oats. So life is divided into experiences and karmatic experiences. You got to make sure you have more experiences than karmatic experiences, because a lot of people is living out their life, weaving out karma, spending lives, many lifetimes living out karma. And so they're not even on their journey. So you got to understand, this is caught up in everything that I'm saying too. So you can't look at some spiritual attacks as spiritual attacks. There's actually times where the things that protect you, the spirits that protect you, your magnetic field, leaves you and you're left naked to the elements. When you're left naked to the elements, you feel like you're spiritually being attacked. But in reality, it's time for you to step up now and stop being a child of God and be a woman or a man of God and face your fears. You have to now overcome these things, battle them. It's like, you don't want to hear, oh, he did it to me. Yo, you spelled me. You did this to me. Just got done to me. Motherfucker, what you gonna do about it? That's the question. What are you gonna do about it? You can't point fingers. Nobody to blame. You put yourself in these situations. You don't know how, but you did somehow. So what are you going to do about it? Look at it like this. Now it's time for you to step up and go up to the underworld. But you first got to defeat all the elements that's in the air first to get up there. So what you going to do? Are you going to try to defend yourself and do something? Or are you going to curl up, woe me, and point fingers all day? You have to step your game up and start to do something. So you have to learn the occult ways. You have to learn how to protect yourself. All this that y'all thinking is occult, Wicca, magic, is how we lived back in the days. If you look at any tribe, they worship the trees. They pray to the trees. They did rituals to the rocks. They did rituals to the sea. You got to understand. Let me go a little bit more on this part. There's 7 powers in this world. 7 powers. You see, this is why y'all gotta learn to fuck with y'all motherfucking I want to say you don't know the religious aspect of what everything is, you won't understand none of this. You just run around here green, man. And then you have people like me who think, y'all think I'm religious, but it ain't no religious shit. You just got to know everything. Everything is part of one system. Ain't nothing here by chance or coincidence. Find out its true meaning and you understand instead of hating, oh, this isn't real or that ain't real, oh, this is fake, this came first. Who gives a fuck? Do you know what it means? So you got to understand you're being tested. Everything here is being tested, and if you don't understand the test, you're going to fail and you're going to get caught up. You're going to get paranoid, you're going to panic, you're going to get all into all these different forms of schizophrenia and all this stuff. So once you grab hold of yourself and you're able to make yourself come to senses that there's something wrong with you and you have to do something, then you start working with the elements to fix yourself, bind these spirits, and take yourself out of it. Then you qualify now to be whatever you're going to plan to be in your true self. But you can't live under the protection of the government, live under the protection of anybody, and think that you're doing something. You have to put yourself out there and face reality, experience things, and only way you experience it is after the experience is over and you dealt with it correctly. Then you experience something. But during the experience, you're not experiencing, you're learning. So now on that note now, the underworld is all wrapped up into this one system codified to make sure that wrong type of people don't make it up into heaven. The same way you came down pure, you got some spirits, some demons that made what's called matter. As you touch matter, matter is against spirit. They're not the same. So your pure spirit inside, which is your soul, right? It can't touch the physical body, so it's not in you. It's not on you. It's hidden someplace in another dimension, but still here. This is parallels, but it's not in you. But now you have to awaken to your consciousness so that you could go get your soul. So all of these play a part that you have to come into terms with, that soul and matter is two different elements that don't mix. And you're stuck in the matter and it will turn against you and you will believe your own mind and your own delusions. You have to realize, I'm a soul. Nothing could do a soul. It's indestructible. It can't be harmed. A soul can't be taken because you didn't issue it. It's eternal. It's from God. So you're in the physical body, just the strings like Pinocchio. You don't know what the soul is doing up there. You're trying to find out by being what's called conscious and having lucid dream, astral project to go see what the soul is doing. But you're not in control of the soul. You can't say if it's for barter, for sale, to borrow, or anything like that. So you have to learn that. Yes, brother. All right. So now, once you realize you are soul and you can't go up into the underworld and corrupt it, you have now these creatures, these beings that's there to break you out of these bad habits you have. You have ways that you're not going to tell nobody you have. It's covert. Everything you do is covert. Like animals is built in nature to blend into their atmosphere, to hunt, to kill. So same thing with us. What we see with the right hand is not what the left hand is doing, and we're going to deny the other one. So you got to realize all these things is here purposely to trick you and your mind to make you wake up. It's all part of your journey to the soul, to become conscious. And so you can't believe that all of this is really here to hurt you. The underworld is here to destroy you, or there's a punishment. No, it's for the chosen few who's going to, they want to awaken, who has potential to be somebody. That's who makes it to the underworld. It's a special privilege. You understand? And you will know that if you ever see the Egyptian initiation, that's how they did it. The Egyptians used to have to go inside the pyramid for the initiation of their soul. And that's, Napoleon did it, and it was too scary. Look into Napoleon going into the pyramid for his initiation. He was so scared because he wants to stay a mundane, asleep, believe in this world. This is not the real world. And I want you to know the underworld is not the real world either. It's a frequency, just like how you have the atmosphere, the lithosphere, the ionosphere. That's what each one is. So when you go up into the underworld, you pass all these gatekeepers that test you, to cleanse you, take things off of you, your desires, your pride. These is the 7 powers. That's where I was at too. Let me say the 7 powers before I forget them, because a lot of people need to know them. The 7 powers are the planets. People pray to the planets and use it for magic. You can use that anytime. The next one is water. Water is also a living being, and it could be used at any time for anything. Earth, rocks, trees, all of those is a part of the system too. Air. Air has many demions, spirits, and all types of stuff in it. So air is one of them too. And then you have ether, the ethereal energy. Ether energy is the same thing. It could be used to summon spirits, and you got the sun. Same thing with the sun. Those is the 7 powers. And so within those 7 powers, you working, if any type of magician, any type of gift with those. That's called nature. And you can have all, but most likely everybody got their source power from one. You either got a demion from the air for genius, for psychic stuff, magical stuff, for the trees in there. This is your regular God stuff. Everyone play a different role in your intuition and yourself, but you have to defeat them. They're going to come up on you and attack you because that's what they do, but they only doing it because it's like a program. They're programmed to do that because you're supposed to be programmed to defeat them, and then they work for you. They'll be your slave or your protectors, really, and they become your familiars. When you say familiars, I mean in the sense of, if you emotionally are stressed out because somebody's fucking with you, they know what's bothering you and go to handle it. Not in the sense of anything bad, but it will be taken care of and it won't be bothering your life. So you don't go out with intention saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get this person. It works with your system. However you feel emotionally, it reacts off of it for you. If you have the desire, you want something, it'll make sure it's get it. Because it wants you to stay happy and acknowledging them. So it's going to keep you aligned and straight. That's what your subconscious do. If you don't know, your subconscious only here to make you survive. It's called necessity. You're only conscious of what you need. Like when you 17, 18, you're just getting out the house, all you care about is food, shelter, pussy, and hanging out. So those is your necessity. You can't see beyond that. No matter how you look, no matter how you try, all you care about is that. But once you accomplish those necessities, then you start seeing things in a different way and want more and greater things. And so when you do that, you will eventually run out of material things and will want to seek more out of life. And that's when life start making sense to you. But most of us live in a state of necessity, which they call the lower animal self, where the only thing that matters to you is earth things. Earth right now is your God. Earth right now is your teacher. That's your mother. She's sucking on her breast, but you got to step up to be a God. When you step up to be a God, there ain't no sucking on breast. You eat meat. You fight with the lions. You're a warrior God now. You understand? So you have to understand your position, how you go from one to the other. And so when you go to the underworld cleanses you of all that stuff. It cleanses you of your negative self. It cleanses you of your covertness. It cleanses you of your fake desires. You come out here and you straight up. We live in a world that everybody wear a mask. Ain't too many straight up people. And you will see that underworld is the only place where you overcome your fears and your insecurities and your anything. You walk out here butt naked with just slippers on. You don't care. You don't care. It doesn't affect you because you know you're not the body. And with respect to that, the body acts on its own. You just leave, and the body is its own demon. It does everything. It's like going into meditation. You don't force a meditation. The body do everything in meditation. All you got to do is just stay still and get yourself off your mind. Say a mantra. Keep going. Do a few mantras. The idea of mantras is to make you forget. You start just thinking about the mantra only, and your thoughts will start running. Then eventually, when you do your last mantra, you don't have no more thoughts. So you're free now. Just stay thoughtless and let your body be. And it'll take control and do everything. Now, you see, it's nighttime, and you can see the pineal right here. I want you to see what resonates from here right here. Look. Why just the pineal alone? And this is the other one. Look at the nose. Why just there? You got to pay attention to this, who you are. Now, I'm going to put some mind power to it. I'm going to think. Here we go. So you see, just by thinking and applying certain brain waves, your alpha waves kick in. I'm going to see if I can make my magnetic field stick out here, a little white line someplace around the side. This is good practice right here. Let me show you. Hold on. Okay, mosquitoes is tearing me up. All right, now to end this off, right? Like I was saying, as in the underworld, right? When you go up to the higher dimensions and you go through these cleansing that make you have to come to self-realization, it's called judgment of the heart because you making all the bad judgments. The heart judgment is you thinking you know. And by you going in the underworld, everything that you think you know is going to be proven that you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You misjudge. You misjudge. You misjudge. That's the judging of the heart. Can you actually say to yourself, damn, I was wrong, and actually change? Or are you this trifling ass motherfucker that know you wrong, but still gonna pretend like you right anyway, or you don't give a fuck? That's when a mentor gonna eat you. That's the testing that they do, and they check you off when you're done. You understand? So if you go into the underworld, you going in there to make you a man. That's the initiation that all ancients went through. Africans, everybody. And if you ain't ready for manhood and to be who you truly supposed to be by your word being bonded and no more playing, you don't need to go in the underworld. Tell them you're not ready. And that's the truth of reality. And so you see now, everything got its own way of coming together and making sense that you don't understand why these things take place. And so by you understanding why it is the process of the underworld, it's a purification to prepare you for the spiritual realm. So you go through all the levels of the underworld, and where you come out at, you come out where angels is at, heaven. Up there, it's like elders. You see when the 62 elders and all that congregate, this is where mind is at. That's called, what's the casual mind, where you only think, you only practice like Buddhism, yoga. You learn from other angels hand movements to do different things. And so this is a higher level, but you can't go up there if you thinking somebody's against you, this is going to do it, because you're not physical. You're energy. Nothing can hurt you. A gun can't shoot you. Somebody can't stab you. You don't own your soul, and it's only a vehicle anyway. You understand? So you can't bargain with it. It's only for you to travel like this body, then you shed it and become ego. And the ego got to be pure, the I. That's the only thing that will ever survive, because ego is energy. So I want you to understand how the underworld works and its purpose, so that people don't get confused if they feel they're in the underworld. And a lot of us don't have to physically see the underworld to be participating in the underworld, because the underworld itself is actually some of the experiences we're going through every day that we're taking it wrong, we're misjudging it. And in misjudging it and doing it wrong, we bring upon these extra problems onto ourselves, these extra karmas. So every day look at it like you're in the underworld by the tests you take. And you have to make sure that you perform them correct to get over. Anyways, it's getting late, and I just wanted y'all to understand that, this is an experience. You see how lights, act. You see the little blue behind. You see how these is just jumping around. Everything is moving. Let's do a quick meditation to end it off on these reflections, because we're about reflections in the spiritual world, and this is one right here. So here we go. If you look through the top of my forehead, you should see a moving movie, you could say. Here we go. Everything moving in fast motion, you see that? That's how time moves. All right, University of Conscious Science. One love.